Last September, when Canelo Alvarez and Gennady Golovkin had their long-awaited showdown, you understood that both of these men, there was going to be some apprehension at play because they both respected each other's skills. Canelo respected Gennady's same knockout power. Gennady was very well aware of his strength over the duration of 12 rounds. The defining punches of the rounds belonged to Gennady, and the lead had grown to such a size that you said, well, this is going to be Gennady's night. But then Canelo answers. So it's a draw, makes no one happy. We've got this unsettled result that needs to be settled. Today was the media workout for both fighters. It was actually their first joint appearance in the same facility since this fight was announced. We're ready to go. Last September, we get to the reading of the scorecards. Judge Adelaide Bird turned in a horrifically one-sided card in favor of Canelo. The judges were announced last week, all respected veterans. Do you trust them, or do you still feel in your mind that you have to pursue the KO based on what happened last time?
I believe this is better for boxing, and I believe this is better for fans.
But going into this fight, do you trust these judges can turn in the proper scorecard?
Of course, no, because this is business.
Okay, that's still at play in your mind.
I believe only my corner.
If Canelo is in the ring September 15th, that means he has not been suspended by any anti-doping authorities and he's been tested. Does he deserve to be considered clean if he's in that ring September 15th?
No, because, I remember last his situation, his position for doping.
Basically what happened to Canelo Alvarez is that in February, being tested in Mexico for the first time by anti-doping authorities, he submitted 2 positive tests for the banned substance clenbuterol. Clenbuterol is contained in the beef that is down in Mexico. Basically, not taking full responsibility for what was in his system, you've had to take a 6-month suspension. You've definitely been penalized for what you did and what you had in your system.
Canelo, what do you think is the biggest misconception from what happened in the ring in the first fight?
Realmente no, fíjate que no me he fijado en eso, qué error hayan cometido la prensa sobre esa pelea, pero creo que la gente vio una gran pelea y eso es lo importante, por eso es que quieren ver una segunda pelea.
Before the commission made its decision to suspend Alvarez, Canelo held a session with reporters. And I asked Canelo, Eric Gomez, and Oscar De La Hoya a question about how could they allow this to happen, knowing the history of their own fighters. Apparently, I sent out a couple tweets. One of his Golden Boy people had showed him one of the tweets, and he said, "Oh, I can't believe that Lance would say this about me." Canelo decided at that point that our relationship was going to be strained, that he was no longer going to talk to me.
Thank you.
Canelo.
¿Qué onda, Saúl? ¿Cómo estás?
He didn't talk. That's okay. His choice. At the time when he starts inviting reporters into his San Diego gym for workouts and brief interview sessions, he said, "No Lance from the LA Times. I don't want to talk to him anymore."
Oí que no querías hablar con Lance de nuestro periódico.
No, mira, yo creo que cada quien tiene sus por qué, entonces estás aquí hoy y creo que eso debes de agradecerlo, ¿no? Que estás tú aquí y no él, entonces, como te digo, cada quien tiene el por qué no quiere, simplemente a lo mejor no me siento a gusto.
My first thought was, we need to do what we need to do for the LA Times to get this story. Look, do I like this, giving up basically work on my beat to get to the bottom of a very important story? No. But at the end of the day, I want the LA Times to have the story that needs to be told. I feel like we have a reputation for getting to the truth of the story and really asking the toughest questions that need to be asked. Whether a subject likes us or not, at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter to us. I think what we're going to see on Fight Week is just these guys being very determined, very focused on what they need to do to execute what they believe is a winning fight plan. Gennady is dug in on the point that, look, with my age and with time looming, I need to win and define my career right now with a convincing victory over Canelo Alvarez. Canelo Alvarez is going to be heading in the fight week saying, I'm not a cheater, I'm a clean fighter. You've tested me throughout this last 6 months and I've been clean. Let's get it on. Let's decide who the best middleweight in the world is.